Hello everyone, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I hope everyone's had a very good Sunday and weekend. Bit of a surreal one, really. I'm not going to lie. This one, I'm a bit sort of, got to try and maintain myself on this one. And to me right is Jay, down the bottom there's Mitch, and we're here to talk about West Ham Wolves. But first of all, we've got to talk about our striker who's been here for a long time. That is Michail Antonio. Last night was one of the most unbelievable things I've probably witnessed in YouTube, like in regards of a player just nearly getting killed, and you having to do a short and talk about it. But I'm going to let you boys talk about it, and I'll round this one up. Jay, how are you doing, mate?
Heartbroken, to be honest. Absolutely devastated, mate. And it's hard to put into words, really, isn't it? I'm sure I'm not the only one who I was sat at home on my own. Rumors start flying around. I'm not here for like speculation and stuff, but the second it was confirmed that our boy Mickey was in that horror crash, I just sat there, tears in my eyes, like just doing nothing other than refreshing Twitter, just like hoping for something positive. If you're not like, and I think about it this way, right? Like, I've never met Mickey. I've never had the pleasure. I'm sure most people watching this have never had the pleasure. But when you watch a guy and you spend 10 years of your life watching a guy, you feel connected to him, and he feels like a massive part of our lives. And in that moment, everything else just sort of like fell into insignificance. All of the noise, the world just stopped for a moment, and I was just reminded this is someone's son, this is someone's dad, this is someone's brother. And we nearly lost him. And I am so grateful that he survived that, and can only wish for a full and speedy recovery, however long it takes. Again, I'm not here to kind of speculate what happens next. I'm just grateful that he's all right. The first time that we actually see him say something, like whether it's on a screen or we see him back at the stadium, just to hear him say that he's okay will mean the world. So I'm just looking back with extreme gratitude that, first of all, we've had this bloke in our lives for this long. Second of all, he's still around, and he's still a father, and he's still a son. So just still shocked, mate. Still heartbroken, but so grateful he's alive.
Mitch, what are you saying, mate?
To be honest, mate, it was a bit surreal, really. Like, it didn't really sink in until this morning, really. Because I was busy yesterday, so I didn't even really know anything happened until well into the night. And I read it, and I was kind of, I didn't really like process it properly. It wasn't until this morning where I woke up and thought, fuck, like I was thinking, like, this has affected everyone. Like, I thought I was just in the mild crash. I didn't really process it, but fuck, like. And I didn't see the pictures until this morning anyway as well. And I thought, Jesus Christ, like, he could have easily died. And thank God there was no one else in the car with him, because, I mean, I'm speculating. But is that true? Was he the only person in the car, do you know?
I think my assumption is he's come back from training. He's been training.
On Saturday?
Game's on the Monday, isn't it?
Would make sense considering where he was and considering the time of day and stuff.
He's slipping through Epping, which, if you know that area like I do, and obviously me being local to the training ground, if you live out in Epping and way, you slip up through Hainault, go through the country roads and all that, and then basically where he was is where basically the M25 turnoff is. It's around that area, and honestly, mate, I'm fucking devastated, mate. The geezer don't deserve that.
It's horrible. It's heartbreaking. And you know what? Look at now. It's probably unlikely he'll ever play for West Ham again. And that's shocking, huh?
His career's over.
Yeah.
Who's going to take a risk on him there? Like,
Of course,
even if
but
he gets
yeah.
fit, who's going to go? We're going to give him a
But he's too
contract.
old now as well. He's at that age where I can't see him coming back from this. And you know what? At least he's had a good long career now. He can look back. He's had a long career. He's, not all footballers play at a good level till his age as well. What is he? 34?
34, soon to be 35.
Yeah. So like he's played in the Premier League till he's 34. He's had a good career. He's survived the crash, which is the main thing.
Yeah.
And they're the positives you can look at.
I'd say from our perspective as well, like hopefully this helps people to realize how blessed we've been to have like this guy around our club for this long. Like we've sat and talked about this guy like for so long and always defended this man. I said recently he's a legend, and he was before this happened. And I sat last night and I found a YouTube video of every single goal that he scored for West Ham, and just sat there and just looked back at with nothing but gratitude that he's a West Ham player and he's part of our family. And this was the first time in a long time that it felt like this fan base was a family again yesterday. I'm gutted that it had to take something horrible to bring people together and remind us we're actually all in this together. And one of our own nearly lost his life. And, like we're just lucky that, we've had him around for 10 years, and the memories that we've got of him. And, we'll grow old and we'll look back at, remember how good Michail Antonio was, like whether it's in 10 years, whether it's in 30 years, who knows? We'll look back and we'll go, fuck me, wasn't he good for West Ham? Wasn't he a proper like West Ham legend? And, I'm so grateful that we've got memories with that man. And I hope that we see him back at the London Stadium, like I say, whether it's in a month, whether it's in a year, whether it's in 10 years, and he will get the greatest reception
at the club, even after he's playing as well. It'd be great to see him in the coaching staff or the back room somewhere. Even at some point, not straight away, but even at just some point after he likely retires, it'd be great to see him.
Yeah.
About the club, like how like Marlon Harewood is and like Colton Cole, are they like ambassadors for the club? Because he's been a great ambassador. He would be a great ambassador for the club.
We'd be lucky to have him as an ambassador for our club. He represents everything that I love about West Ham. Just a grafter, someone who cares, And do you know what I liked the most was looking back at all the goals he scored. When he went through for years and years, he did all these crazy celebrations, whether he was spinning around like Homer Simpson, whether he was dancing and slapping his gooch at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But he was playing at the peak of his career and he was just having a ball, like living out our dream. And that's all I ask for. That's all I've ever asked for, is to watch players that absolutely love playing for West Ham, and seeing him play with a smile on his face is something that we've taken for granted and didn't realize how good we've had it watching that man play football until now. And like I say, I'm sure that's not the only time I'll ever sit back and go through all of his goals that he scored for West Ham. And we can only do him proud. And
the only thing
honor what he's done.
The only thing I'm going to say is, one, I'm over the moon that he's alive. That's the main thing. Like, he's still breathing. He still gets to go home. See his kids grow up, his missus, etc. I'm devastated for him though, because he deserves to go out as a hero at this club, and to go out the way he's going to go out at this club.
He's still a hero.
He is, Mitch. But to go out the way he's gone, like as in like, the way it is, it's so sad, mate. So sad. It even like it chokes me a little bit, because that man's been through the mill at West Ham. People either love him, hate him. He's played in every fucking position going. This geezer has been, me and you have criticised him from time to time, calling the Brentford doorman, which I look back now and regret. And did he deserve to go out the way like this? Absolutely not. Like, the geezer's been an absolute warrior for us, yeah. Like, every striker that's come in has failed, and he's one who's just carried on and on and on. When I see the pictures yesterday, and someone messaged me and said something about they heard sort of through the fire brigade that it was him, I was fucking devastated, mate. I mean, like I couldn't even do a video yesterday. Like in the end, I felt so down and you know what? It puts life into perspective. Like fuck the YouTube, yeah, fuck the media. It puts life into perspective. That
It
one
does,
minute
yeah.
you're here and you're loving life, next minute you could be gone, and that is it. And it really sort of opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. Um, all we can really say to this geezer is thank you for all the time that he's put in at this club. Yeah, I'm trying to hold it together, but I just feel for him because there's been times where people have said, "Oh, we want him out. He's no good," but he's always battled on. He's been fucking like, do you know what I mean? He's still there now, fighting for this fucking club because he loves his club to death. Yeah, and this club's give him everything.
And
But
he'll be sitting there, no doubt, thinking, I want to cover Sonas and try and play again for West Ham.
I don't think he's coming back, mate.
Of course,
I really
no,
don't.
I don't think he is, but that'll be his mindset, though.
Yeah. If it is, and in a year's time we're all sitting here and he returns, and just say, for instance, the club decide that they're going to give him the time to come back because he deserves it, then I think we can respect that. But at present, I don't think he is, mate, if I'm honest, which is sad. It is really sad. He's been one of them polarizing figures at West Ham where people have been wanting to get him out, including yourself. I'm going to say this. There's been times where I've said he needs to go because he's not good enough. But yesterday was something that I've never experienced, probably ever, to a point where a player that's giving one of my best moments in 2019 at Spurs away, when he scored that goal and he's bouncing around White Hart Lane. Honestly, I just felt like it just felt surreal. Do you know what I'm saying? It felt like, you know what, this is just unbelievable at West Ham. And there's just never a fucking normal day at this club. Do you know what I'm saying? There's never a day, or never a day that goes past where I think, you know what, can we have a normal day at West Ham? Nah, it was one of them.
Look at it to maybe look at this in a slightly different way, right? Because we don't know what happens next, do we? I'd like to look at this from a positive perspective in that this man is an absolute machine. He's an absolute man mountain. How many big injuries has he had? How many months has he spent on the sideline? He's come back from all of the issues he's had in his personal life and talked about like some of the struggles. If anyone in chat hasn't listened to his episode on the High Performance podcast, listen to what he went through over the last like 2 years and how he came back from it. And like this man is so strong. So if anyone's going to be able to come back and smash his rehab and come back as strong as he's ever been, it's this man right here. He's got the heart, he's got the body, he's got the belief in himself. So we can speculate about what happens next. Like we know he's had surgery. We can just wish him well. I know that the club are going to stand by him. Well, we know he's out of contract at the end of the year, but you know, a player like that will still be welcome at West Ham to do his rehab with the boys. He will still be welcome around our manor, and we can just hope that he gets himself fit and we get one last dance with him. So I don't want to sit here and say his career's over. Like we think his career's over. I'm just going to hope for positive news whenever we next see him, that we see him on the turf in one way or another. And if it's over, like I'll be gutted. But until we hear it's over, like I believe that Michail Antonio, if there's one man out there who can come back from this, it's him.
Yeah, I agree. Mitch, any final words before we move on to the match preview, mate?
No, just thank you, Mickey. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the memory. The last game at Upton Park, we scored the equaliser against United. That was obviously my favourite season. I've had a season ticket, and he gave me some great memories that season as well. He scored lots of goals at home, lots of headers that season, I remember. And he's going to be a player to talk about in many years to come.
Yeah, my final words is just thank you, mate. Do you know what I mean? I am gutted for him because he should have went out this season as a hero at this club, and he's going to go out like this. Hopefully, the club does the right thing, and if there is a way that he's looking to play again, if they try and keep him around like staff, or even give him like an extra year contract. If you can give a Bonner a year contract, give this man a year contract. Yeah, just to keep him.
Cresswell a year contract. You can give this man a contract.
Yeah, so you know, but if it is the last time we ever see him in the West Ham shirt, trust me, it's quite a sad day, sad weekend. Trust me, because he doesn't deserve this, mate. simply just doesn't deserve it all. I will say that. Let's come to the match preview. Jay, somehow we've got to get through a football match tomorrow. How the fuck are we going to do that?
I'll tell you how we're going to do it. We're all going to get there. We're all going to forget about any noise. We're all going to forget about all the insignificant things about who's coaching the club and who's in the boardroom. And we're going to give 90 minutes of vocal support to show that we are united behind one man and to show that we are still a family. And I'm so confident that these players are going to be fired up for this. And they're going to want to go and put a performance. And we as fans are going to go on and give a vocal display to get behind the boys. And I'm sure even in his hospital bed, Michail Antonio will be watching the game. And so we've got to go and make a load of noise. And I'm sure the players will make a load of noise on the pitch. So, it's going to be a really, really emotional time tomorrow. Regardless of what 11 blokes are out on the pitch. I honestly don't care who plays. All I care is that they give 110%. We could lose the game 3-0, but as long as they go out there and they give everything for that shirt, then I honestly don't care. I really, really don't care. But I just want to see everyone give it everything in every respect, to be honest.
Yeah. What about you, Mitch? Tomorrow.
What do you mean? Tomorrow? What do you mean? What sense?
Well, basically, we've got to play a football match tomorrow. Our emotions are like, whether you're watching it in the ground or watching it from afar, our emotions are going to be through the fucking roof to a point. Like, somehow we need to get a result tomorrow. And I get what Jay's saying, that even if we lose the game, but because obviously you look at it from a broader aspect. So what are you saying about tomorrow? How you think it's going to go?
I hope it does kick a lot of these players up the arse.
So do I.
It should do, mate. I'm not surprised if we lost 5-0 though, to be honest. It surprised me if Kilman thought, I'm doing this for Antonio. Steps forward with the ball, loses it, they score 1-0.
Yeah.
Regardless of the result, even if we won that 5-0, I'd still set Lopetegui tomorrow because he's a cunt. Look, the players should just kind of, especially Bowen. Bowen should put a great fucking speech, and that will determine whether he should be the captain or not. He should put a good speech to the boys before the game, saying, forget all the noise, forget what's going on at the minute, forget Lopetegui, let's do it for Antonio. Let's put out a good performance, let's graft, and let's do it. Let's do it for the fans as well. Look, obviously, we will see this time tomorrow if we have been. Well, I'll say this time tomorrow. We'll see this time tomorrow how the first half is going. But
I actually think this is a nailed on West Ham win. I thought we were going to go in and win this game before this weekend, and I think the players are going to be even more fired up. I think this is a nailed on West Ham win.
You know what?
I don't know about you, James, but I think this is nailed on.
I actually don't know. I would have bet honestly £100. I would have bet. I'm not a betting man in terms of big money. I would have bet like £1,000 that we would beat Leicester on Monday or Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah, true. But I'm going to be honest. I think this one's a bit different. I thought the other day, just to have my say on it, I thought that we always know when a manager needs to save his fucking job, we get a result every single time. And I think now that's just gone up another notch or another 10 notches to a point. I expect a performance tomorrow. I really do for many reasons. One, for the fans. Two, for Michail. And three, like for the overall of this club. Do you know what I mean? From all the staff, everything, like even all the people behind the scenes. Like we need to see something. Now, if Julian Lopetegui can't deliver it tomorrow night, then he has to go. But Sullivan, will he fucking sack him? Honestly, I just don't know, mate. I just don't know. And
well, if we lose tomorrow, he'll get the sack. I think 100%.
I don't know, mate.
I mean, we did. We heard the stories coming out in midweek, didn't we, about what was going on behind the scenes, and Sullivan himself has said that this is D-Day. So if I'm sure if it's anything other than a win, I think he's gone. I can't see him surviving. Even though like all the results around us went our way. A draw actually isn't like the end of the world, but can you be drawing? Can you be losing away and to Leicester and then drawing at home to Wolves in the same week? Like you just can't.
That's a disgrace. No, it'd be
Yeah, you
disgraceful
just
result.
can't. You just
But
can't.
but we've got to take into sort of circumstances that what's happened over the last 24 hours. It's hope it ain't in their minds because let's have it right. These players are very much associated with Michail. Yeah, so they're going to be feeling it. Like they're going to be emotionally charged on this one.
Yeah.
I just think tomorrow night we just have to get the job done by any means necessary. Right? I don't give a fuck about style of play. I don't give a fuck about looking good. I care about winning. Yeah, just win the fucking game, right? And I know Lopetegui. People say, "Well, if we lose, Lopetegui's out." Right? You said that at Leicester. Like you said, "Oh, if we lose against Leicester, he's gone, and he's still here." Right? But I ain't going to go on about Sullivan because this is about Mikel Antonio and the club tonight because Sullivan's a piece of shit. And let's have it right. He don't represent us. Do you know what I mean? And he will never represent us, that fucking old cunt, ever. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's about the win tomorrow. I'm like you, Jay. I think West Ham roll Wolves tomorrow. If you want me to be honest, I think they're going to turn up and they're going to throw the fucking kitchen sink at this club, right? All of it. The only fear I do have is if we go a goal down, could these players fall apart? That's the only fear. Do you know what I mean? Because the emotional charge of the last 24 hours, will they try too hard?
It could easily swing either way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I don't have a prediction. Like, I see what you're saying in terms of I think we can roll them because I expect them to roll them. It would not surprise me if some of the players crumble, if the nerves get the better of them. If looks like Mavropanos might start because of the Todibo issue. Mavropanos might fucking, you know what he's like. He's a cunt. So anything, honestly, in my book, the result could be honestly anything.
Yeah. I don't not disagree with you. Let's come to the starting lineup. Take it away, Jay. What we saying about the starting lineup?
I mean, let's have some brief conversations about this. What is going on with Alphonse Areola? Do we have any idea? Like, if anyone in chat can tell me what's actually happened.
But he's starting to be back in goal now. I think because he had a couple poor or average performances. He's not been great this season, and then Fabianski came in at a good game.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something that I heard.
Yeah,
but I don't mention nothing right on the end.
Areola's fun as well.
Right, I'm going to mention something that I sort of spoke about on TikTok. Yeah, I don't know, TikTok Live. Someone come on. Cut long story short, Areola and Fabianski don't get on at all. They dislike each other massively. Don't know why. Yeah, the gentleman come on, spoke really well. I don't think he was bullshitting. Right, he seemed like knew what he was talking about on his TikTok Live I was doing. And basically, it sort of sums it up really that maybe like they've had a falling out and he's gone with the more senior player over Areola. I could be wrong. I'm just saying what the geezer told me. Fuck knows what's happened to Areola, if I'm being honest. But
I mean, all I know is he was having stinkers and he deserved to be dropped. Is the only way we can look at it. And Fabianski come in and he kept back-to-back clean sheets before the Arsenal game. So I think you stick with Fabianski in goal. I know look, we got problems with all of our goalkeepers. We have to buy a goalkeeper in the summer. Realistically, we've got to upgrade the goalkeeping department. Areola's not good enough in a lot of departments. His great shot stopper gimmick has worn off massively now. He's not even a great shot stopper in my opinion anymore. And Fabianski's 40 years old, so we have to go and sign a top quality keeper in the summer. For now, I say leave it on Fabianski. Again, whatever players have got bad attitudes, they need to sort themselves out. And when we come to the back four, we obviously need to have the conversation about Todibo and what on earth's going on with him as well. Like, it seems that we've got a lot of problems behind the scenes that need fixing, to be honest. I'm not here for... I don't think Todibo's been overly consistent. And, you concede 5 in the first half of a game. Your centre-backs are going to come in for a lot of criticism. I felt like the lineup, you look at it in hindsight, I was fine with the lineup before the game. The way we played was a disgrace in the first half. All around the pitch, to be honest. But whatever's going on behind the scenes, he does need to hold bench and figure out what it means to be a West Ham player and how to show respect to people. You can have an argument. I'm all for people being passionate. I'm all for people having it out with each other when it's necessary. You don't swing for your boss. That's not right. That's not right.
I don't know. If my boss was Lopetegui, I think I'd be tempted to.
Mitch will give him a 1-2, mate. 1-2. little jab and overhand right, and that'll be good night from Mitch. I'm going to be honest. I agree. The goalkeeper, Fabianski, fair enough. Todibo's a fucking idiot at the minute. I'm going to be straight. He's an idiot because we need him in the side. And saying that Kane says, shout out to Kane, this geezer needs to worry about getting fit and staying on for 90 minutes rather than keep fucking having rows with people all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's been a bit of a liability this year. Do you know what I'm saying? And I thought when he came in, I was buzzing for him to be here. And so far, all it is a couple of decent performances and having the punch up with the manager. It's just not on, is it? Let's be real.
I just wanted to come in on that, right? Because you're 100% right. And when Lopetegui first got into the sides, we saw the potential. We saw like what he looks like he's going to be capable of as he started to get fitter. He started to get stronger.
Yeah,
he's gradually shaking off this not physically cut out for the Premier League label that he was given behind the scenes. He's gradually getting there. He's still got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a common denominator. If there was one isolated incident where there was one bad apple who was kicking up a stink behind the scenes and was causing a load of problems, I would go isolate the dickhead, put him in the 21s, and that's the issue, and it's done. But the fact that there's so many stories that have come out, like I'm not going to defend Todibo for a minute for what supposedly has come out, but at the same time, there's a lot of players that are causing a lot of problems behind the scenes at the moment. We didn't have that I don't remember the last time we had that at West Ham, if ever, having that many stories coming out in such a short period of time. Something is rotten behind the scenes, absolutely rotten. And the fact that we're so bereft of leadership means that these players with short fuses, these players who don't necessarily have the right attitude, aren't having that attitude beat out of them, like, so to speak. So, something's got to change at West Ham. And people saying that Lopetegui deserves more time, I can get behind it takes time to implement a style and it takes time to get the results right. We win on Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, we win on Monday. And all of a sudden, we're 1 point behind Manchester United and we've put distance between ourselves and the bottom three, and you're back to looking up the table as opposed to down it. So I'm all for that. It's the stuff behind the scenes that I can't have. It's the unrest. It's the losing the dressing room. It's the scraps. It's the players refusing to train or play or like whatever you believe is up to you. But there's too many. There's no smoke without fire. There's too many stories coming out, and something's rotten. So yeah. I know we digressed a little bit there, but it all stems from the Todibo conversation. So
it does. Right, the back four picks itself: Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson. I think they're going to need to have good games. All that back four. £95 million was spent on that back four. They're taking the fucking piss out of us, mate. Some of them. Midfield. What we said about midfield, Mitch? Who do you want to play? What you saying?
Don't care.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks for your input. For me, does Soler play for you, boys?
Yeah, definitely. 100% in my opinion. He's probably been our best midfielder in recent weeks.
All right, I asked you for a midfield. You give me none. I name one player. You say 100%.
Good to have you back, Mitch.
Right, well done, Mitch. Fucking hell.
But to be fair, this game, I don't get who plays. To be honest, truthfully, but I get what you're saying.
Right, so Soler in.
Yeah.
Alvarez.
No.
I think he was.
His performance was well overrated at Leicester.
Yeah. I thought he was much improved, but to Mitch's point, right? We had tons of the ball. We had 30-something shots. Where did we fall apart? Defending transitions. Whose job is that? Our number 6. It was just nowhere to be seen.
I had a brilliant game, and that's what just Sky Sports said. Alvarez has been great in the midfield. Honestly, any midfielder in the Prem could have played his position. Any Premier League midfielder would have who plays in his position would have done the exact same job, if not better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right, so Soler, does Paqueta play? Yes, doesn't he?
How'd you fit him in? Then where'd you put Souček if you're gonna look? For me, I think I'd probably go Souček, Paqueta, Soler. Go back to that midfield. Have Souček sitting deeper. Like mate, if you can't defend transitions against Leicester, there's something wrong with your number 6. It's just that simple. So I would have Suchek in there. I would have Soler likes to like get forward and close down the space. When we played away to Newcastle, I know it didn't work against Arsenal, so be it. But when we played away to Newcastle, that midfield, it worked brilliantly. It worked so well. And Soler and Paqueta both knew when to step forward. And like the amount of, I think both of our goals came from one of our 2 midfielders stepping forward and winning the ball back. I think we won the corner from one of them and we scored on the counter from the other one. So, I'd go back to that midfield and see what we can do personally.
I'll try and get a 6 on loan in January as well, a new 6. I think we can really do a new 6.
Definitely loan slots though, have we?
Get fucking Rodriguez out the door, just like 4 million or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. We're going to need a striker in the window and owner.
Yeah,
just, right,
I think like one of them, like for on loan, like a 6 on loan maybe, and then a striker.
Here's a question whilst we're talking midfielders. If you could cancel the loan of James Ward-Prowse in January, would you take him back?
Yeah, I would. Would you, Mitch?
It depends where we are in a month's time. Like,
I mean, we've still got the same shit midfield in a month's time. Is the issue?
Yeah, but it depends how the manager wants to play. Because we could get a new manager in that wouldn't even want
James Ward-Prowse a bad player, really? I don't think he's bad, was he?
He wasn't, but he was a ghost in lots of games where we was playing for open play. We didn't have many set pieces. There was a lot of games last season. I was thinking, Ward-Prowse did not see him once a day.
Put it this way, right? Because you look at some of the issues. There's issues with Guido Rodriguez as well. Guido Rodriguez wants to go back to Betis. If you could loan him to Betis for the rest of the season and get Ward-Prowse back, so it's basically swap Guido Rodriguez for James Ward-Prowse.
Oh yeah, obviously, fucking hell.
Well, there you go. Well, it's that simple then. It's genuinely that simple. Because people who say no to James Ward-Prowse, right? I thought he got scapegoated for a lot of things last season. I thought he got a bit of a bad rap. I agree with you, Mitch. There were games where he ghosted. He's not the most exciting of midfielder, but we finished 9th, and for a lot of that season, we had a double pivot of Suchek and James Ward-Prowse. Like, don't forget that. We can't score. We can't create much. We can't do anything from set pieces, albeit we scored from one the other day because they decided not to mark the biggest, most checked bastard that we have in the team. You bring James Ward-Prowse in, and suddenly we have, not only do we have set piece threat, but we have someone who actually is a leader and who actually will run around and get involved. Like, I'm not going to say he's the best player I've ever seen, but when we talk about people who embody what it means to play for West Ham and who will actually play for the shirt, he is that player. So, just think about that is what I'd say to people, especially in chat. Like, I see a few no to James Ward-Prowse. I hear you, but
I'm seeing the chat and all people saying no to James Ward-Prowse. Who would you rather have? Fucking Guido in? That geezer passes backwards and just stands there like a fucking statue.
I think the thing is, will he? Again, it's all dependent on where we are in a month's time. And the way I'd look at it is, would he solve our problems? Again, I would have him over Rodriguez. Would he necessarily start every game? Again, it depends what system we're playing. Probably not, in my opinion. Again, it also depends on how Soler could pick up his form. He could keep building on his recent performances, and he's a guaranteed starter. Could be playing well. Then you think Ward-Prowse ain't got a place in the starting 11.
Yeah.
So again, we're still like 3 weeks away from the January transfer window, so anything could happen in that time.
Yeah.
I would still fuck off Rodriguez. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, you talk about like adjusting the balance of that midfield. Guido Rodriguez offers so little, whereas Ward-Prowse actually offers something. So I think he's more versatile. Ward-Prowse could play deep line, he could play box to box, or he could even play in a 10 if he has to. He did it under Moyes for a little bit. It weren't pretty, but you got a lot of press and you got a lot of running.
And I'm not being funny. You get a free kick, he's good at whipping balls in.
Yeah.
Get a corner, he's good at set pieces. Right? No other fucker can do it.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Which is. It's mad. Right, let's come to the striker front. Obviously, no Michail for obvious reasons.
I think Fornals was. I think in the last season at the club, I think he was really poor. I don't have anyone else tell me any different.
Really Fornals ain't in. Fornals ain't in no more.
Because someone said Fornals should never have gone, but I don't know about that one.
No one fucking cares about it there. Right, Nicholas Füllkrug. He has to start.
He's the new man now. Will he fill the boots or try and fill the boots?
Well, he's been creating, apparently. saying that like there's a bit more to it than the injury, that he's got a bit pissed off. Rumoured. Because he wasn't first choice. Now, Nicholas, you are the man now. You know what I mean? Now you got to go and like back it up and score the goals to get us out of this shit. Jay, is it Nicholas Fulkrug for you?
Nah. I like the player. Like, I think we're far from seeing the best out of him, but 2 reasons. One, he looks so far from fit. Like he just did not look fit when he come on the other day. And I don't blame him. Maybe I do. It depends how much of these rumors are to be believed. But I did find it strange that he got injured on international duty and then just did all of his rehab in Germany, and just like we had no idea where he was, and we had no idea when he was coming back. So there's more to it. There has to be more to it. We'll probably never know, or when we do find out, it will be long in the future.
Club. That's what's fucking going on.
This is the thing. So remember what I was saying at the start, like, or just a bit earlier. There's too many stories for it to be just like it's probably just a rumor. There's too much going on. I know there's probably more to it, but you know, who gets injured when you've just joined the club and doesn't come back to the club to try and prove your fitness? He's come back. He looks unfit. I think he's got a lot of quality, but we're yet to see it in a West Ham shirt. And I think he's got to prove himself from the bench again. And I don't want to see him start yet.
I'd love to see what's going on in this dressing room, because it sounds like fucking carnage.
Sounds horrid, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, mate. Amazon Prime would be great, wouldn't it, to see what is
brilliant for this season.
Yeah,
it'd be great to see Lopetegui breaking down as well.
Well, so you know,
let's just assess our options, right? Because you've got an unfit and an unhappy Nicholas Fulkrug.
Yeah.
You've got our captain Jared Bowen, who against Leicester looked really good in the first half on the right. In the second half, got moved into the centre and was ineffective, which has been a symptom of him playing centre forward under Lopetegui. He seems to have. It doesn't seem to work, this system for Jared Bowen in the number 9. You got Danny Ings, who it seems like we're going to have to rely on him and Fulkrug for a while. And then you got the other option, which is Mohamed Kudus. I see a lot of shouts for Mohamed Kudus to play centre forward. What do you think about that? Have you come round to that idea at all, James? And Mitch, what do you think about that? Because I'm intrigued to hear what people think about Kudus.
No. He's honestly one of the worst off-the-ball moving players I've ever seen at West Ham. I don't think he's ever made a fucking run for West Ham. He always drops for the ball. And for the last year, I've been watching West Ham. The amount of times, and I love Kudus, but he's a fantastic player, and I think he could go on to be world class. But I look at him, and the one part of his game that I just think, what the fuck are you doing? His positioning in the attacking third is awful. And for him to be put a striker, he can't do it. The only possible way you get any luck is if the thing is, you can't lump the ball up to him. You can pass it into him, fizz it into him, and you can control a lot of players. But when the thing is, if it's very easy for defences to read that, then they just come tight every time. The thing is, if he's not going to be making runs in behind, then defenders ain't going to be cautious. They ain't going to be sitting off thinking Kudus could spin us any time here, because he don't. Every time Kudus plays on the ball, Kudus drops for the ball. He never makes a run.
When I was just quickly on that, when I was watching that video of every Michail Antonio goal, mate, some of his movement in the box, unbelievable. Prime Michail Antonio's movement in the box, unmatched, mate. Amount of times he's just right place, right time, unbelievable.
Truthfully,
and we don't have
being
that
honest, now. I would honestly, I think you'd have better luck playing Paqueta as the striker, as the forward, than Kudus.
James is about to blow his top. James, here's a question though, because you can have Kudus start in number 9. It saves your boy Somerville, who is in the firing line, mate. He got his first assist for the club against Leicester. Yeah. 1 goal, 1 assist in his 11 games for West Ham. The only way he's getting saved is if Kudus plays number 9, because your boy's going to get dropped for Mohamed Kudus again. What do you say to that?
Right, it has to be Somerville left, Kudus right, Bowen up front for me. That's a front 3 that could do damage against any team. Right, fuck you, leave it. Right, What, you're shouting fucking Paqueta up front, mate? That can't even run,
Mate,
mate.
and Kane
Every time the ball comes up to
Kane
him,
has been
Mitch,
shifted. Every time
Mitch.
Paqueta's been shifted to false nine for West
Right.
Ham, he's done a job every single time. I promise you,
Mate, every time the ball comes to him, he will fall over and just like look at like the referee every 5
Mate,
minutes.
no, he rises. He's got a great leap on him, Paqueta. He rises really well, and he holds play off really well. Trust me, he would do well. Obviously, he'd need runners off him like Bowen and Somerville, but I think playing Kodas there it's just a mismatch. He would like that as well.
Nah, not from Bowen up front. Like, we all know that Bowen, like, he's a sort of striker in that position where one chance he can bury it. Do you know what I mean? One touch finishes and things like that. I would go with that, and then you can change it in game. Right? You can even rotate it and change Bowen round with Kudus for me. Danny Ings doesn't work. He's not good enough. And for Krug, we just don't know. Just be real. We just don't know.
We've
There's a
forgotten
game in Europa League Paqueta played false nine. He was excellent as well. I remember.
I don't hate the shout, but we're forgetting one thing. Whoever plays up front is playing against the greatest centre back in the world, Mr. Craig Dawson. So, like,
he's been pretty
just
poor recently from what I've seen.
Yeah. But you've just got to remember, like, any kind of physicality, all of our strikers get dominated by Craig Dawson, other than Fulkrug, who is probably fit enough to play about 15 minutes. So you just got to remember, however we play against them, it's got to be like somebody quick who wants to make the runs in behind. So now that I think of that, maybe Bowen up front is the right answer.
I think
maybe
that's
the
I think
best
if we really
idea.
would take it to him, I think Wolves would sit off us, and then to play, and then I think Bowen would just kind of be lost up there.
I don't disagree. I'm trying to think of how do we get past Craig Dawson without like a big, strong centre forward who can actually like get involved with him.
I personally would start Fulkrug in this game.
Christ, starting Fulkrug. Wow. I just don't think he's fit enough, mate. I think that is
again. I'm the manager. I don't see him training.
No,
I can
agree.
Only go off what I've seen, and possibly he's fit. Look, I don't know for certain whether he's fit enough. If he's not fit enough, then of course he shouldn't be starting. Really.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, fair enough. So basically, we've got no idea who we're going to start up from.
Basically, yeah.
No, if he starts Mo on the left, Bowen on the right, and he's
Bowen on the left. It's got to stop. I just got to stop. It's got to stop, James.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So who fucking knows? Right. It's come to score predictions, lads. Mitch, I'll let you go first, mate. What you saying?
Maybe we should go 4-4-2. By the way, Fulkrug and Bowen up top, Kudus on the right, Somerville left, Soler and Suchek in midfield.
I want your score prediction, Mitch.
Okay. That's poor squat mask. Honestly, it could be anything. I'd go. I don't know. 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. I leave Jay till last. I'm going to go next. I think West Ham come out the traps and blow Wolves out the water. I don't know why. I've got a feeling. I think if he starts with a fluid front three, which is like Somerville, Bowen, and Kudus, for me, that's enough to do damage against Wolves. Like you play on the last man of Craig Dawson, he ain't got no pace. We all know it.
Yeah,
and
but they ain't gonna play that though.
Yeah, but
Wolves.
I'm gonna be honest. I've got a feeling they're gonna come out West Ham and really give it absolute everything. I've seen it so many times over the years when West Ham need a result. The manager gets it. Now there's more on it with Michail Antonio. So for me, I am actually going to say West Ham roll these 3-0. I'm going to be honest. I think we come out. I think the place is going to be emotionally charged. Yeah, I think we score early and then we put these to bed. Probably maybe 2 goals in the first half, 1 in the second. Yeah, and it'll be over.
This is a hell of a last chance Lopetegui's getting. And possibly a last chance for Fulkrug as well, really. Like, because if Fulkrug doesn't start, it's not putting much confidence in him at all. There's no confidence in him from the manager. And if he does start, well, it's a game that we should be looking to possess all the ball. We should be looking to win easily. So it's a game we'll be looking to definitely get at least 1 on the score sheet.
Yeah. And that's what I think, mate. Jay, what you saying?
The only thing I worry about, I actually agree with you. I think we win, and I think we score some goals. The only thing I worry about is that we we tend like I don't remember a game where we've started quick and capitalized on that start like properly. I know we scored early against Newcastle, but we got battered throughout the first half. Like we didn't play well in that first half. We were better in the second half. So I reckon there's a chance we go behind, but at the same time, I think that the emotional state of the place will mean that we actually react to a bit of adversity for once, and we come back and we win the game comfortably. So I'm going to say 3-1, but as long as it's a energetic and passionate performance, I'm not overly fussed, mate.
I must admit, sometimes in life, life just takes over, and you see life in a different aspect. You know what I mean? Football becomes second nature to individual people. Any final words, lads, before I wrap this up? With you boys, Mitch, anything you want us to discuss or got anything to say before we go? Man of minimal words. What is that?
I'm a bit like lost tonight. Like I really don't know how. Like I feel really fucking sick of West Ham in a minute. Like truthfully, so I'm kind of like in this limbo. Obviously, the Antonio thing's put a bit of a spin in it. I'd like us to do something for him tomorrow. But on the other side of it, I'm just so fucking sick of West Ham in a minute. The atmosphere's shit, and fucking the whole club stinks. The squad stinks. The manager's a cunt.
True. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, I agree with you on everything on that. It does feel a bit flat. I'm sensing it from other people and all on social media and YouTube and all that. Everyone's had a fucking gutful.
I just want to change. I just would love just to change.
So is the question, Rich? Because it seems like it's going to be Potter on like a short-term basis if Lopetegui does go. What's your thoughts on Potter Potter till the end of the season?
I personally don't rate Potter. I think the recruitment massively boosted his time at Brighton. He's only had a half decent time at Brighton. It was nothing special looking at the managers that succeeded him. He had a terrible time at Chelsea. He's got no aura about him. I think what this club needs, the squad of players, needs a fucking experienced manager with some fucking bollocks to start throwing punches back if players start throwing punches at them. Lopetegui's a little pussy. He's got nothing about him. He's cold as well, from what I've heard. We need something proper. We need a fucking geezer as a manager. Potter's he's a wimp. He's a little dweeb.
True. Like, I'm not being funny. Like someone said to me recently on the space, he said, go back to his Brighton days when Brighton fans were booing him off at the Amex. They was actually booing him off.
Really don't rate Potter.
And listen, I think Potter will Potter get us out of this shit? Probably would. Like,
look,
he'll probably get.
I wouldn't be surprised if the words I just said get clipped up at the end of the season. I get absolutely bad for it. Or
but
I could be eating humble pie.
The thing is, for me, I don't know who the next manager is going to be. Like, I just see something there. Like, James, who's going to be the next manager? See if you can get back-to-back manager predictions. I honestly haven't got a clue at the minute. Because Sullivan...
Pick one, right now. Early shirt, pick one. Put money on it.
And what do you think of the Steve Cooper rumours as well?
I think Benitez is... I honestly do think Benitez is more realistic. Or...
Benitez? No, I don't think he'd get Benitez.
100%, mate. On a short-term basis. Because what it is, what decent manager are we going to get on a short-term basis currently right now? Not many.
And you think about how much we limit the pool as well. Like, it like kind of became crystal clear to me. We have to make a change, right? Because of how toxic it is behind the scenes at the moment. Like, that's the worst thing. As I said earlier, I can deal with the fact that it takes time to get your ideas across and to play a certain way. Like I can get behind that. Like, that's fine. But the toxicity behind the scenes is something which means you've got to make a change. You go for the likes of Potter, the likes of Steve Cooper, the likes of these actual realistic names who have Premier League experience and are available on a free. Mate, you just kick the can down the road and there's going to be more problems. And I'm fascinated if Potter does get the job, the Steiden haters out there, you're giving more control to that man. Potter needs someone that he can lean on heavily to take on the non-football operations for him. Potter is your dream as a head coach because he's a yes man, because he will concede control of all the other aspects where he has to. He did that at Brighton. He did that at Chelsea. It went wrong for him at Chelsea. Steiden's going to have more control, mate. So anybody who wants Potter but doesn't like Steiden, bro, you're in for a bad time. You're in for a really, really bad time.
Do you know
How
what?
depressing.
I don't like to say this because I want him out the door as much as the next person. I really do. But if we could get through this season and just
With him?
fucking, well, to a point.
Oh, no.
No, right. If someone said to you right now, yeah, you can go out next summer and you can identify the man that you exactly want. Yeah. And you, like, if you believe that this season's a write-off, because basically it is, right, let's be real, would you suffer it this season knowing full well, or would you just go and get a Potter now?
This season could get worse and worse and worse.
It could do.
I'd rather fucking put the Band-Aid on, whether it be a weak Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And, you know, a shitty one with fucking loads of holes. At least it's a Band-Aid at the end of the day. Like, even fucking... I think he's so...
I agree
out
with
of
you.
control.
I do.
He's lost all control of every cunt.
Yeah.
I
do agree with
honestly
you.
rather anyone. I'd rather Mark Noble take control.
No,
I
don't
honestly rather
listen. We don't say these words on this channel.
Not
I'd rather anyone than Lopetegui. Like people saying, I'd rather have anyone than Moyes. And look what happened now.
But this
do
is
not
different.
say that.
This is different, James.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This is different. When you're getting punched by a fucking player and the players don't like you. Apparently he's cold as fuck. There's nothing wrong then. There is no one worse than Lopetegui out there at the minute.
Yeah. Would you, like, people say about Carrick, now, if Borough come up, then he ain't going nowhere. I think if West Ham want Carrick, they need to get him now. If they're going to sack Lopetegui, you sack him, you go and get Carrick. You say, right, how much is it to pay him off? The problem is Sullivan don't pay no one off. We all know it. And it's going to be a freebie. You know what I mean? I'm fearing the next manager. I really am. Because I think if it is Potter, then it's going to be a bit sort of, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous.
I would love us to show some ambition, and go for a manager, somewhat Thomas Frank or something would be. Obviously, it's never going to happen.
He's cooking, because I completely agree with you. I'm like, and to James's like question/point earlier. I absolutely can get behind that. Like, suck it up for the rest of the season if you have to, and if there's no alternative at the moment. If you know you're going to go and get like a proper manager, like we know the unrealistic names that are out there, but like a big name or like a Conceição, we've been saying that name on here for a long time.
Conceição's there, isn't he?
Mate, he's just there, but he doesn't meet the criteria, which is A, he's going to want too much money, and B, he's got no Premier League experience, even though he's won the Portuguese league.
I'm sick of the Premier League experience.
Same.
Fucking sick of it, honestly.
Yeah. I fucking hate that, right? Sullivan, the fucking little fucking toad, right? When you got people, like you got the Bournemouth manager, he ain't got Premier League experience.
Slot come in, fucking straight away. Looks like he's going to win the fucking league.
Slot, yeah. I'm going to mention him, even though they fucked up today. But Arteta, right? He had no management experience.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And like, it just seems like David Sullivan sits there from the 1984 fucking season and goes, right, they ain't got no fucking like League One.
Premier managers don't come in, have managed one or two clubs, do an okay job, then go and get him. Pep Guardiola came straight in. All these managers that come from other leagues that do well don't fucking come to a shitty club in the Premier League and then go to a big club of Premier League experience. They come straight in because they're good managers. If they're good managers, top managers, they're going to come over here and be shit.
Jose Mourinho come from Porto to Chelsea. He had no Premier League experience. I fucking hate that. I really do.
Oh, I hate the Premier League experience thing.
Conceição is there. Yeah, he's there, right? If you really wanted this geezer and you believe in what he is, then you go and get him. I think Potter's, I don't want to say it, but it's another one that's sort of, it's cheap, isn't it? It's sort of like, you know, it's not...
Honestly, I would just, I just want to fucking chop.
Mate, it's like going to Tesco to get your meal deal, and you get like a ham sandwich with ready salted crisps and a bottle of water. That is what Graham Potter is.
Yeah, 100%.
It'll do the job, but like it is so bland, and it's nothing exciting whatsoever. That's all it is. And and you can talk about any manager like that you want to talk about, but like we just won't go and do the right thing. We won't go and actually try and be positive. We'll spend 130, 140 million on players, but you bet your ass we'll go for the cheapest, nastiest manager that we possibly can, just because it's safe. Whereas all the players that we go and sign, we spend 20 million on a Brazilian, who I like, by the way. We spend 20 million on a Brazilian who's played like 12 games in the Brazilian league, and we bring him over to the Premier League. But you won't spend 20 million pounds on a manager who is clearly worth their salt and who is clearly.
Guilherme get some more minutes as well. 100%.
Yeah, I know. Me too, mate. But
even
the
off
double
the bench,
standards
there's no excuses from Lopetegui why Guilherme's not had at least 5-10 minutes off the bench in games when he's been sitting on the bench. Makes no fucking no sense.
I'm with you, mate. I'm with you.
Right. To round this up, because obviously you're going to the game. Mitch, you going to the game tomorrow?
I'm not. Someone took it. Ta-da.
Oh, fair enough. Well, what a guy. Right. Does he get the sack for you tomorrow after the game?
Well, for me, I'd sack him now. Right now.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to get the sack in the next 48 hours?
Your guess is as good as mine. Not a fucking clue.
If we lose the game, I'd say yeah. If we draw the game, I'm going to say no. If we win the game, I'm going to say no. Right, I'll be very shocked if West Ham win the game and then they sack him. I'll be very shocked because that is ruthless. But if we lose the game and we lose heavily, especially with what's happened over the last sort of 24 hours, I honestly think Sullivan might pull the trigger. I called it the other day. I said to Jay, he ain't going anywhere after the Leicester game. I was right.
Oh, you're Fredo.
Yeah, one Fredo, please. And so, yeah, that's what I think. Jay, does he get the sack for you after this game?
I don't think he does, mate. I think with everything going on at the moment, I just don't think he does. I thought if they were going to do it, there was so much happening the other day. I'm sure people that have like heard the stories that have come out over the last week know that it could get that crazy. And Sullivan couldn't even be asked to leave his Essex mansion to come in and handle a meeting in person. They did it all by Zoom. Like it's a farce, mate. And I think that the excuse is, yeah, it is, mate. It's back to the crazy times.
Process.
Yeah, you're right, mate. I think that is a symptom of how poorly run we are and how much disarray we're in behind the scenes. So I don't think he goes, mate. I think that if we get a draw, I think he stays. I think if we lose but we play well, I think he stays. I think they'll look at extenuating circumstances and they'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Joe, what? I was just fucking thinking that. Yeah, if we lose the game, they've got their answer already lined up, haven't they? Oh, look what's happened over the last 24 hours. Fucking bastards, then.
We'll give him one more. And, you got Bournemouth the following game, so we'll give him Bournemouth and it will just keep rolling, mate.
Yeah. Right, that is enough from us. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. Hit the notification bell. I'll be back tomorrow night after Fault. Me and Lucas will be here straight after the game. Anyone who wants to come on is more than welcome to come on this channel and have your views on it. Right, I've got loads of mugs. I've got two here with me.
Saw that a mile off.
I know, mate. I had that lined up. E20 mug for Christmas. Put this in the comment section below after this video is done, and you'll be entered into a draw, which will be done the following Monday at Bournemouth after Fault. So, yeah, if you want a mug, I'm your guy. I'm the mug guy. Do you know what I mean? And go from there. And that's it, lads. Thank you both.
But you ain't the mug, James.
Nah,
You're the man.
Joe, what? I over the last 24 hours, it was nice to see some of the stuff that people were saying about Mickey and everything. And the club sort of coming together to a point, but in sad times like that, it shouldn't be like that, right? That's how it should be all the time. Everyone coming together. But it seems like everyone's out for their own fucking agenda to a point. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Anyway, from everyone, take care of yourself and each other.
Hype, 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 hype. Come with me.